are just going to be some of the highlights for Dragon's Maze, at least the cards that I have gotten in the 2 booster boxes that I opened. Over here I have a rare Exava Rakdos Blood Witch. 3/3 creature with first strike, haste, and unleash. I have no idea what unleash is. I'm more of a collector. I don't really play. Here is War Leader's Helix. I obviously have 4 of them. They're just uncommons. As an instant, War Leader's Helix deals 4 damage to target creature or player, and you gain 4 life. So it's basically like a little siphon life. Thar the Unbowed. I got 3 of these, obviously. It's a 6/6 creature with vigilance, reach, and unfortunately it attacks every turn if it's able to. But it does have, whenever a player casts a non-creature spell, Thar deals 6 damage to that player. So that could be pretty useful. On the defensive at least. There's Obsidat's Aid. Return target permanent card from your graveyard to the battlefield. So you don't even have to, you pay this casting cost and it comes straight to your front line, basically. Is a 2/2 creature, Skylasher. It's got flash, and Skylasher can't be countered. Not really sure how useful that can be, but it's got reach also and protection from blue. And Render Silent. Obviously, this one is a foil. Its counter target spell, its controller can't cast spells at this turn. It's like literally a silence. It's an instant. Gaze of Granite. Destroy each non-land permanent with converted mana cost X or less. That could be useful if you got somebody that likes to enchant their creatures and such. Tajik, Blade of the Legion. That's not Tajik. Tajik, Blade of the Legion. As my friend describes him, King Leonidas. 2/2 creature, Tajik, Blade of the Legion is indestructible. It has Battalion. Whenever Tajik and at least 2 other creatures attack, Tajik gets a +5/+5 until end of turn. That's pretty cool. Especially if you've got 3 or 4 of them. I'm pretty sure they all pump up. Plus the indestructible is pretty useful. Notion Thief. It's a 3/1 creature, flash. So you're stealing their draw phase. That's funny. Well, I guess any extra draws, not just the regular draw. And here we got Plasm Capture. Counter target spell at the beginning of your next pre-combat main phase. Add X mana in any combination of colors to your mana pool where X is that spell's converted mana cost. I'm not even gonna figure that out. Blood Scrivener. So this is where the Notion Thief would come in handy. If you would draw a card while you have no cards in hand, instead draw 2 cards and lose 1 life. That's alright. It's a weak little creature that could be taken out easily, but I guess it's got its uses. It's a black deck for you. Here we have Aetherling. Where is it? Yeah, this one is foil. 4/5 creature. It's got 4 additional whatevers on it. Exile Aetherling, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. It's kind of like a phase. One island, Aetherling is unblockable this turn. When colorless, Aetherling gets +1, -1 until the end of turn. Aetherling gets -1, +1 until the end of turn. So that's kind of cool. You can bug the shit out of people with that. Here we got Mythic Rare, Council of the Absolute. As Council of the Absolute enters the battlefield, name a card other than a creature or land card. Your opponents can't cast cards with the chosen name. Spells with the chosen name you cast cost 2 less to cast. That's cool. That's what I'd go for. The less colorless to cast. I've got Varol's the Scar Striped. Legendary creature 2/2. Rare. Each creature card in your graveyard has Scavenge. The Scavenge cost is equal to its mana cost. Exile a creature card from your graveyard and pay its mana cost. Put a number of +1/+1 counters equal to that card's power on target creature. Scavenge only as a sorcery. Sacrifice another creature. Regenerate Varol's the Scar Striped. That could end up being pretty powerful, I guess. Doesn't have much as far as attack and defense, but I don't mean just power and whatever that other word is. I don't know. Sire of Insanity, rare. At the beginning of each end step, each player discards his or her hand. It's a 6/4. It's got good artwork. I wouldn't use it, but I can see its uses. It's just too much trouble for me. Next is Master of Cruelties. First strike, Death Touch. Master of Cruelties can only attack alone. Whenever Master of Cruelties attacks a player and isn't blocked, that player's life total becomes 1. Master of Cruelties assigns no combat damage this combat. So yeah, if this pops up in the very beginning, you got enough mana to cast it, that could be damn useful. Advent of the Worm. Instant. Put a 5/5 green worm creature token with trample onto the battlefield. I don't understand why they didn't just make it a creature. It's kind of weird. And there's Blood Baron of Vizkopa. Got that lifelink, protection from white and from black. As long as you have 30 or more life and an opponent has 10 or less life, Blood Baron of Vizkopa gets +6/+6 and has flying. So that could be a pain in the ass. Here's Maze's End. Mazes Inn enters the battlefield tapped. Tap, add 1 colorless to your mana pool. 3 colorless, tap, return Mazes Inn to its owner's hand. Search your library for a gate card, put it into the battlefield, then shuffle your library. If you control 10 or more gates with different names, you win the game. That's a gamble card right there. You could win the game pretty easily with this, but that's a gamble. Some other cards that I wanted to show off. We got Steam Vents. We all know these kind of cards. Steam Vents, Stomping Ground, Hollowed Fountain. This, I don't know why this is here. Rootbound Crag, and Glacial Fortress. Not really going to go in depth with these. Venser the Sojourner, Koth of the Hammer, Epic Experiment, that's a foil, mythic rare. Hellvault, I don't remember how I got this, but mythic rare. Chroma's Memorial, another mythic rare. Nicole Bolas, Planeswalker. Vampire Nocturnus, Cathedral of War, Dragon Skull Summit. I should go with the other lands. Legion Loyalist, that is a funny little picture. Spark Trooper, foil. Frontline Medic, Blind Obedience, Death Pact Angel, and Duskmantle Seer. These are all, well, obviously, cards that I've gotten this year. All M13, Gate Crash, Return to Ravnica, and Dragon's Maze. Here's my contact info. Anybody that happens to live in the Las Vegas area, Las Vegas, Henderson, Summerlin, those areas, if you want to trade, meet up somewhere, it'd be very easy. Alright, that's the end of that. Thanks for watching. See ya.